Okay, so I've heard this term elit for probably about a year now. It's just kind of been a buzz term off and on, but I haven't really paid attention to it. I don't like to write, so I steer away from it. But from what I saw in class, it actually looked really cool. Now, I saw these samples you sent in the email, and from what I saw, I hated them. I mean, really hated them. I mean, I could rant for 30 minutes on how much I hated them. There were maybe two that I saw that were somewhat decent. Some looked like they were just Flash websites built 5 years ago. And to me, elit isn't just something where you click a link and read next, read next. I really wanted to see something interactive. Kind of like in class where they had the little circle and it was a poem, but it broke apart and became something else. And it had sound, it had movement. Um, that's what I really wanted elit to be. So some of the links kind of let me down, but I had some hope because I want to say a couple months ago, actually Marzi showed me a program on the iPad which is the Alice in Wonderland story, but it's for the iPad and it's all interactive. And so you'd shake the iPad, you'd turn it upside down, and little pieces of the story would then move and change, and it had some interactive play. So I really like that aspect. Some of the links, I think some of the ones I saw, like Red Ball or something, was just a picture of a red ball and you just click links, next, 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 and you read. It was pretty worthless. So that was kind of my gripe with the elit. I'm hoping I'll find some more out there. I did find one. Um, there was one really good website that I found. I can't see here. See, I kept notes because that's how much I hated this stuff. It was the Electronic Literature Dictionary, and they have links going back from different people's online pieces from years and years. And there was one on there I really liked called Destruction of Our Earth or something, but it was just this round sphere, and it had logos of different companies like Pepsi, Mashable, MySpace, and you would just go through, click the different company logo, and it'd bring up some kind of weird story the guy must have put together. But it was interesting and it was really different and it was interactive. So I really liked that part. So I guess elit to me, I'm on the fence. And the other part that I have my notes for is I think I'm going to want to do the marketing part of things because I don't know what Pechakucha is. Sounds like a deformed Pokemon, so I don't think it's going to be my thing. And I could probably read the syllabus, but nobody does that, so I don't want to. And so what I came up with was the marketing plan in a box. You put a cover letter on this, you take some notes, and you've got the full-on plan right here. And let me dig through some of my quick little notes here. Part of my thing was the idea of promoting this kind of an umbrella like everyone else is thinking, just dump it out there, which really isn't going to produce some results. Let's see, where was that? This sucks, and see it's filming too, and I'm trying to look where I was. Okay, so now promoting what I wanted. I'm sure there's a bunch of people. What I mentioned here in my notes is I didn't like the idea of jumping Twitter first. I'm sure everybody in their little video is going to say, "Oh, we'll go on Twitter and we have 100 followers, whatever. We'll promote it on Twitter." Well, that's not going to work. That's not the market. Twitter will be a tool that can be used on the side of the campaign. So I wanted to make sure I noted that. My idea is that we would want to drive people to an event. I guess from what I got out of class, we want to drive people to this event where there will be a booth set up that'll maybe have a couple new samples with you and I guess Dee Dee and whoever else talking about e-literature. So the idea for me would be um, the audience, where I don't think Twitter would be enough of the audience. So I wanted to use some better social networking sites to sort of blanket the information out there. Something like Dig. We got some writers in the class, so we put some writing out on Dig. We put some writing out on Stumble Upon, and Newsvine is one that I wanted to get out there on. Dig was pretty good because it's a geeky technology computer company. So if we do a nice, well-written post about e-literature and this event we have going on about it, that should drive some traffic. And so my idea was drive traffic, get people talking about it. Now there are two other good online communities that I really like. WritersDigest.com and LitReactor.com. Both of these are communities of writers. Writer's Digest is kind of like a Facebook for writers. And let's see, we have a couple writers in the class, so I knew that they could make profiles. They could add some of their own writings, make it look like they've been around for a little bit, and then maybe do a nice piece that would kind of promote this e-literature. Hey, we're interested in this e-literature, and they can kind of post that out there. The other one was a little more for serious writers, the litreactor.com. And I don't know a lot about this one. I think it's a paid site, so I think it's like $9 a month to get into. Let's see, what else did I put here? It would be worth it to me, I thought, to contact Lit Reactor to see what kind of promotion we could kind of throw out there. Maybe they would publish something for us. Maybe they would give us a profile page, but that would be worth a shot. The other thing I had was, I have a friend who might be a subscriber there. It just happens that he sent me an event invite thing on Facebook, and it was for a read by group or a book reading group through this Lit Reactor. So I really thought, hey, he might be a good resource. I could pump some stuff out through him, and that might actually get out there to some of the Lit Reactor community. Now my idea was making this kind of a roadmap where we pick the social networking sites, we pick a couple blog sites, and we release stuff. We don't release it all at one time. You release maybe a nice published paper talking about the event 2 days later on another site, 2 days later on another site. And the idea is to roadmap, get the actual blogs in place, get the writings in place. Then we would use Twitter. And my idea for Twitter then is then to promote the blog pieces we've already put in place. So Twitter, you'd more or less mention, hey, here's an upcoming event, here's the link, which would then link to the article inside Newsvine or inside the Read It or wherever else the Dig Stumble Upon. So then we're kind of we're using a base of blogs, and then we're trying to blanket out the links to link back to those blogs. And I think that'll actually benefit Twitter a little more, or make Twitter work a little better for us. Let me see. Yeah. And the other thing I mentioned here was the idea of a press release. But I wanted a press release that would hit Google News. So that's where I thought, okay, we just write up something nice through prlog.com. And they're ones that post to Google News. And that should pick up by the Newsvine and maybe Read It. So I'm really hoping that would actually kind of top off a good umbrella of effects to go around. And there was something else I mentioned here. I think I was talking about a landing page. Or no, okay, so the other part I wanted to do was a landing page, but have it either under the site that we're doing this for. I forgot what you said in class. So the place we're promoting this for, either on their website, we make a page, or on the WSU site, we have a dedicated page. And the idea here is we throw maybe 3 sample videos or sample of these little interactive elit things that people can see, just teasers maybe that'll be with there, and then maybe a couple little bios, because we have pictures and we have people talking who are doctors, and they probably have sexy titles that we'll throw in under the bios that can say these people will be talking on the subject. And I'm pretty sure we could do at least 1 or maybe 2 really nice landing pages. And we can either send people to different landing pages and then back into the actual site. But better yet, our landing page have all the information on it. Because I'm not a big fan of sending them to that page that we saw Tuesday night, because all it had was maybe a paragraph of info. It had an address and a time of when the booth and the show will take place. Our landing page could have everything. Could have the videos, could have a couple quick bios, who's doing what. We can also put dates, times, where it's going to be, all on one nice looking landing page. And all of this will be linked to from a couple nice well written blog posts, and Twitter, then maybe Facebook to back that up, of people saying, hey, we know these really nice blog posts, go see it here. And everything gets kind of umbrella under that. So if you take everything I just said, package that up somehow, put a cover letter on it. I know it's stroke of genius somehow, but that's the campaign in a box.